A signed one-on-one Caitlin Clark card is now the highest-selling women's sports trading cards of all time. It sold for a record-breaking $660,000 during the Fanatics Collect Premier auction yesterday. That's nearly double the record paid for the second highest women's card ever sold at an auction. The previous record was $366,000, which was also a Caitlin Clark one-of-a-one card.
A lot of cash.
Yes.
All right.
4 home runs. I guess that's hard to do. So how many players have done that?
He's just the 20th player to do so in Major League history. Louise is the first record. Now, this is over 150 approximate years of baseball history. So this is a very rare occurrence. Very exclusive club. I mean, not even Babe Ruth did this. Barry Bonds did not do this. I mean, the first two...
$660,000. That's not just a number. That's the sound of the WNBA establishment having a complete meltdown. While you were sleeping last night, Caitlin Clark's trading card just shattered every record in women's sports history. And the reaction from inside the league isn't celebration. It's pure, unfiltered rage. What should have been the WNBA...
Clark continues to break records on and off the court. So this was the highest-selling Caitlin Clark card of all time. It was sold via Golden Auctions this past March for $366K. And it was also the highest sports card sale for a female athlete of all time. The previous record before that, this Serena Williams card in 2022, but the CC record didn't last long. Here is your new highest-selling women's sports card of all time. Her flawless rookie Logo Woman one-of-one just sold. The Fanatics Collect.
Biggest victory parade has turned into their ugliest civil war. And honestly, it's getting messier by the hour. Let me paint you the picture of what just went down.
But wait a minute, look what was recently pulled. This immaculate Logo Woman rookie one-of-one auto of Caitlin Clark. And now that one's up for auction. Oh no! Yes! Come on! It's currently sitting at $180K at Golden Auctions, and it has like 15 days left. But wait a minute, it gets even crazier. 2 weeks ago, someone pulled the National Treasures Logo Woman Caitlin Clark auto rookie. Logo Man! Logo Man! We did it! Many have this card being worth more than any other Caitlin Clark card out there, so we'll see what happens. We'll have to see which CC card comes out on top, but regardless, Caitlin Clark is revolutionizing the women's sports card.
Caitlin Clark's one-of-one rookie card didn't just break records, it obliterated them. The Fanatics Collect Premier auction closed with a final bid that left everyone's jaws on the floor. $660,000. To put that in perspective, that's nearly double the previous record of $366,000, which, plot twist, was also a Caitlin Clark card. We're watching history unfold in real time, and somehow, the people who should be popping champagne are instead plotting ways to tear it all down. But here's where this story gets absolutely wild. The WNBA watched their golden goose lay the biggest egg in women's sports history. And instead of protecting her, they're sharpening their knives. The numbers are breaking records left and right, but the behind-the-scenes drama is even crazier than the sales figures. Success, it turns out, makes some people very, very uncomfortable. From angry teammates throwing subtle shade to coaching decisions that make zero sense, the backlash is real and it's getting uglier by the day. Now, before we dive deeper into this chaos, let's talk about what these trading card numbers actually mean. The previous record...
Sports card, there it is on the screen. This is a rarity. This is a 2024 Panini Platinum Rookie Logo Woman. There's actually a patch there in the upper right-hand corner. It's autographed. It says one-of-one in the lower right, so this is definitely a one-of-a-kind. It's autographed by Caitlin Clark there on the bottom. Comes already sealed and encased by Panini. And Clark, when she autographed it, you can notice when it turns back around here, she also wrote 769 points and counting there on the bottom. As you can see that, that's a reference to how many points she scored last.
Holder was a Caitlin Clark card that sold through Golden Auctions back in March for $366,000, which was already the highest sports card sale for a female athlete of all time. Before that, the crown belonged to a Serena Williams card from 2022. But Caitlin's record didn't last long, not even close. This new flawless rookie logo one-of-one card just demolished everything that came before it. And we're not even done yet. Get this, there are more bombs waiting to explode. Right now, sitting on Golden Auctions with 15 days left to bid, there's an immaculate logo rookie one-of-one auto card currently at $180,000. But wait, it gets even crazier. 2 weeks ago, someone pulled the National Treasures logo rookie card, and industry experts are saying this one might be worth more than any Caitlin Clark.
The incredible demand, she has among sports memorabilia collectors. She already sells out arenas. She's already brought record TV ratings to the WNBA. She's had quite an impact on the sport. Right now, though, currently, she's out with that groin injury, unfortunately. She's been out since, that was, the 15th. So we're in 11 days now. The team still has not set a
Clark card we've seen yet. We're literally watching Caitlin Clark revolutionize the women's sports card market in real time, and the WNBA establishment is losing their minds over it. So here's my question for you. Do you think the WNBA establishment is threatened by Caitlin Clark's success, or are they just trying to keep her humble? Because what we're witnessing right now is the most ridiculous situation in professional sports history unfolding before our eyes. The league that spent decades begging for attention is having a full-scale meltdown because they finally got it. Think about this for a second. We're talking about one player in her second year pulling in more merchandise revenue than entire teams used to generate in a season. That's not just impressive, that's revolutionary. But apparently, revolution makes some people very uncomfortable. And the backlash started almost immediately after these sales numbers came out. You've got players subtly throwing shade, coaches making questionable decisions that hurt their own team's chances of winning, and corporate sponsors stepping in with tone-deaf marketing campaigns that completely missed the mark. It's like everyone forgot that. Making money is supposed to be a good thing. Take Gatorade, for example. They tried to ride the Caitlin Clark wave with some campaign that completely backfired. Instead of celebrating her success, they managed to create a PR disaster that had people questioning whether they even understand their own audience. When you're a billion-dollar company and you can't figure out how to market the most popular player in your sport, that's not an accident. That's pure incompetence. But the real drama is happening within the WNBA itself. Those $660,000 sales numbers aren't just impressive. They're embarrassing for everyone else because they prove what fans have been saying all along. Caitlin Clark isn't just another good player. She's the entire reason most people are paying attention to women's basketball right now. And the poll numbers don't lie. When fans were asked if they'd still support the Indiana Fever if Caitlin left, the results were absolutely brutal. The overwhelming majority said they'd pack their bags and follow her wherever she goes. Think about how insane that is for a second. These aren't casual fans who might watch a game or two. These are people who bought season tickets, traveled to games, and invested their time and money in women's basketball for the first time in their lives. And they're all saying the same thing. If Caitlin goes, we go too. That should absolutely terrify WNBA executives, because what it means is that all the progress the league has made in terms of viewership, attendance, and revenue is tied to one player. Take her away, and you're back to playing in front of half-empty arenas, while people debate whether women's basketball even deserves to exist. But instead of protecting their golden goose, the league seems determined to clip her wings. The coaching decisions alone are enough to make you question whether anyone actually wants to win games. You've got Caitlin averaging crazy numbers while getting treated like a role player in her own offense. Stephanie White's coaching philosophy seems to be, let's see how much. We can limit our best player before the fans riot. It's like watching someone discover a gold mine and then deciding to only dig on weekends. The strategy makes zero sense, unless the goal is to prove some point about hierarchy and paying dues instead of, actually winning basketball games. The most frustrating part is watching other players get green lights to chuck up shots, while Caitlin gets benched for taking the same shots that made her famous in college. It's not coaching, it's politics, and bad politics at that, because it's not producing wins for anybody involved. Meanwhile, those $660,000 sales numbers keep climbing. Jersey sales, merchandise, ticket prices, everything connected to Caitlin Clark is printing money. The secondary market for Fever tickets is absolutely insane. People are paying premium prices just to see her warm up before games. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part that should scare everyone in the WNBA front offices. The backlash isn't just coming from jealous players or stubborn coaches. It's coming from people who are genuinely threatened by what Caitlin represents. She's proof that women's basketball can be appointment television if you have the right star. That scares people who have spent years making excuses for why the WNBA couldn't grow. They've been telling everyone that women's basketball is different, that it's about fundamentals and team play, that expecting star power is unrealistic. Then Caitlin shows up and proves all of that wrong in about 6 months. The old guard doesn't know how to handle someone who sells $660,000 worth of merchandise while making the game look effortless. They're used to players who are grateful just to have a platform. Caitlin doesn't need the platform. She is the platform. And that's what's really driving people crazy. It's not about basketball fundamentals or team chemistry. It's about power and control. The people who have been running women's basketball for decades suddenly realize they're not indispensable anymore, and they hate it. The Olympic situation was the perfect example of this dysfunction. Here's a player who's breaking attendance records and driving viewership through the roof, and they leave her off the Olympic team because she needs to wait her turn. Wait her turn for what? To get old enough that she's not a threat to the established order? The reasoning was absolutely laughable. They wanted to give Diana Taurasi a going-away present. When has any other sport ever justified Olympic selections based on farewell tours? Can you imagine leaving LeBron James off the basketball team so Carmelo Anthony could have one last hurrah? But that's exactly what they did, and it backfired spectacularly. Instead of proving that the WNBA was bigger than one player, they proved that their decision-makers don't understand basic marketing or fan engagement. The $660,000 sales figure is just the beginning. That number represents 6 months of Caitlin being in the league. Imagine what it looks like after a full season or multiple seasons, if the league doesn't completely screw this up. But screwing it up seems to be the plan, because every week brings new drama about playing time, shot attempts, or some manufactured controversy about team chemistry. It's like watching someone try to sabotage their own success in real time. The coaching situation is particularly maddening. Stephanie White acts like she's doing Caitlin a favor by letting her play basketball. The body language during games tells the whole story. When Caitlin makes a great play, there's barely any reaction. When she makes a mistake, it's lecture time. That dynamic is toxic for everyone involved. Fans see it, players see it, and most importantly, Caitlin sees it. At some point, she's going to get tired of being treated like a problem instead of a solution. The really crazy part is that the Bears prove Caitlin's approach works. When she gets to play her game, the team wins and the fans go crazy. When she gets limited or marginalized, everything falls apart. It's not complicated basketball theory, it's common sense. But common sense seems to be in short supply around the Indiana Fever organization. They've got the most marketable player in women's basketball history, and they're treating her like she's lucky to be there. The fan reaction has been swift and brutal. Social media is full of people questioning why Caitlin stays in Indiana. Trade rumors pop up constantly, even though she can't actually be traded yet. People are already scouting other cities, trying to figure out where she might land if she gets fed up. And honestly, who could blame her if she decided she was done with the nonsense? She's proven she can sell merchandise, fill arenas, and dominate games when given the chance. Why stick around for coaches who don't appreciate what she brings to the table? The $660,000 sales figure is proof that fans will follow talent wherever it goes. They're not Indiana Fever fans. They're Caitlin Clark fans who happen to be supporting Indiana right now. That loyalty can be transferred anywhere in about 5 minutes. Other teams around the league have to be salivating at the possibility of landing her. Imagine what those sales numbers would look like in a bigger market with competent management. Las Vegas, New York, Los Angeles. Any of those cities would roll out the red carpet and let her cook. The WNBA should be doing everything possible to make sure that doesn't happen. Instead, they seem to be doing everything possible to drive her away. It's self-sabotage on a massive scale. The corporate sponsors are starting to notice too. Nike, Gatorade, and everyone else with deals in women's basketball are watching this situation closely. They didn't sign up to watch their investment get buried on the bench or marginalized by petty coaching decisions. Those companies care about one thing: return on investment. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the only player in the WNBA who consistently delivers that return. Her games draw ratings, her merchandise sells, and her social media presence drives engagement. But if the league keeps treating her like a second-class citizen, those sponsors are going to start questioning their commitments. Why invest in a league that doesn't know how to promote its own stars? The irony is that the WNBA spent decades begging for mainstream attention. They wanted coverage, they wanted sponsors, they wanted fans who cared about the games. Then Caitlin shows up and delivers all of that, and their response is to try to contain her. It's like complaining about being hungry and then refusing to eat when someone brings you food. The league finally has what it always claimed to want, and they don't know what to do with it. The $660,000 sales figure should be celebrated. It should be used as proof that women's basketball can be a profitable, sustainable business. Instead, it's being treated like evidence of some kind of problem that needs to be solved. That mindset is exactly why the WNBA struggled for so long. They were more concerned with ideology than results, more focused on process than outcomes. Caitlin represents a different approach, one that prioritizes entertainment and fan engagement over arbitrary concepts of how the game should be played. The old guard can't stand that. They've spent years convincing themselves that their way was the only way, that fans just needed to be educated about the beauty of fundamental basketball. Then reality shows up in the form of a 6-foot point guard who makes 35-foot shots look routine. And suddenly, they're faced with a choice: embrace what works or stick to principles that haven't produced results. So far, they're choosing principles, and it's making everyone miserable. The fans are frustrated because they see wasted potential. The sponsors are nervous because they see instability. And Caitlin is probably wondering why she's dealing with all this drama when she could be somewhere that appreciates what she brings to the table. The $660,000 sales figure proves that her value is quantifiable. It's not about subjective opinions or basketball philosophy. It's about cold, hard numbers that show she moves merchandise and drives revenue better than anyone else in the league. But numbers don't seem to matter when egos are involved. The people running the show would rather be right than successful, rather maintain control than maximize results. That attitude is going to cost them eventually. Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but eventually, because talent like Caitlin Clark doesn't come around very often, and when it does, you better know how to handle it. The WNBA has a choice to make. They can figure out how to build around their biggest star, or they can watch her take her $660,000 worth of sales potential somewhere else. Based on what we've seen so far, they're choosing option 2, and when it happens, they'll have no one to blame but themselves. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark is a money-making machine that the WNBA doesn't know how to handle. While she's pulling in massive sales, everyone around her seems determined to mess it up. What do you think happens next? Will Indiana figure it out, or will they lose their golden goose? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more WNBA chaos.